Another 2-0 sweep last night with the complimentary plays here on the video report, giving you the Red Sox and the Minnesota Twins 74 and 42 roll with the comp plays. The plays I'm giving away to you for free here on the video report over the past 60 days. Not too shabby. I think you have to admit that. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this of course is going to be your Thursday video report, and I've got two more free selections coming your way. In baseball, I'm going to take a look at the Indians-Tigers game. In the NFL, I'm going to give you my total selection for Pittsburgh, New England. Plus, I find that the college game tonight is fascinating. Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech in Conference USA action. But I think it's also a hard game to pick a side on, and I'll tell you why and give you an in-depth preview on that one as well. As you know, because the charity play of the week won 2 nights ago, courtesy of Brad Wilton, you can save $125 off the purchase price of any Handicapper's 30-day package here at the site simply by using coupon code SAVE125, S-A-V-E 125, no space between the word and the number. Save $125 off the purchase of any Handicapper's 30-day package price. Now, let's say you have 7 days left of a particular Handicapper. You want to buy another 30 days. That means you have 37 days. Once the two are added together, you'll get $125 off the top, and if you have any instant rebates, they are applicable as well. Should you have any questions, you can always contact customer service. Or, guys, you can save $50 on the purchase of any Handicapper's 7-day package. You know, most of the 7-day packages here for the Handicappers are, I want to say probably anywhere from $169 to $229. Well, when you take $50 off the top of that and you realize there's football tonight, there's football tomorrow, there's a little football on Saturday, Sunday, and then there's a couple of games on Monday night. It's a hell of a deal. $50 off. And it's all because the charity play won, thanks to Brad Wilton, as it won for the 19th time in 28 weeks. And that coupon code is SAVE50. SAVE50, S-A-V-E, and the number 50. Half price play of the day. It's only appropriate we turn to the winningest handicapper in football here at the sites over the past 5 years, and that is Shawn Michaels. Yes, Shawn Michaels, who has made $10 bettors in that stretch, a little over $31,700 tonight, going not only for winning day with 147 out of 261, but his 50-dime opening night lock of the year, the Steelers-Patriots side. He only had one 50-dime play in the preseason, and he won that. You got it at a discount. It was when Kansas City, a 5.5-point favorite at home, just took the Tennessee Titans to the woodshed in week number 3 and rolled 34-10. You get it for half price tonight simply by using coupon code SEAN, S-E-A-N. There are discounts for the total for both college football and the NFL game tonight. Scott Delaney, who had a great opening weekend in college football, has a big play tonight on the Western Kentucky-Louisiana Tech game I'm going to talk about. That is discounted as well. You can save $70 once more. All your other coupons, discount codes, etc. are over on the homepage. Let's get to these games here tonight. Listen, guys, I know everybody's excited. The NFL season is kicking off tonight. But listen, I only have a 5-dime play on the side in the game. Because to me, it's not a great game. It's a game I like, but it's not a game I love. And you've got an orgy of games in college and the pros coming up here on the weekend. This isn't like the Super Bowl where it's the last game of the season, so you have nothing else to bet. This is the first game of the season. So if you don't love the play, or if you're not going to invest in one of the handicappers who have a big play on the game and do love it, unlike me, then remember, there's plenty of action. Don't let the money burn a hole in your pocket. Sometimes I think, guys, they get so excited. It's like, oh my God, football's here again. We got to bet. Oh, please. Let's remember, guys, it's a long, long season. And, the tortoise always wins against the hare. That's the bottom line of that fable. Okay, let's talk about this game tonight. So you have the Steelers, a 7-point dog. You have this total sitting right around 51 points, some places 51.5 points. And I think that's a fair total. Because, listen, I can see this game easily being a 31-20 result. I can see it being a 28-24 result. Okay? I mean, so I think the total is right there. I think there's some factors that you have to definitely take into consideration. One of them is how many of you went to weather.com and got your hourly forecast for Foxborough tonight. like me. I can tell you that there's a 50% chance of scattered thunder showers at about 5 o'clock Eastern Time, 95% chance of thunderstorms at 6 o'clock. Then the rain kind of abates a little bit, only a 10% chance of thunderstorms and just partly cloudy at around 7 o'clock. But remember, kickoff is at 8:30. At 8 o'clock, there's a 45% chance of scattered thunderstorms. Same thing at 9 o'clock, a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms. The game is now underway. It keeps going up. 70% chance of thunderstorms at 10 o'clock, 60% chance of showers. Forget the thunderstorm. Now we're just talking steady rain at 11 o'clock. The game is still in progress. Well, where does that factor in tonight? Well, here's how. You've got two teams who their best running backs are both suspended for this game. Blount for the Patriots and Bell, because he was caught with a couple of blunts, wasn't he? Out for the Steelers. So you've got two teams that love to throw the ball anyway with Roethlisberger and Brady. Two teams that really don't have anything to show you running the ball. If you're going to throw the ball, that means the clock doesn't run constantly. It means you have more scoring opportunities because you have more time left on the clock. And with the rain, factoring that in, I think that leads me to going toward the over. But there are other considerations also. There's always another angle, and here's another one for you. Both of these teams, defensively and their secondary, nothing to brag about. Listen, the Steelers last year were 27th in the league in pass defense. That secondary was exploited for over 4,200 passing yards, burned for 30 touchdowns on the season. And it didn't get any better. Palomalu retired. They kicked Dick LeBeau to the curb. Okay, they went out and they drafted three defensive backs in the draft. The guy they anticipated starting may not play tonight. Another guy was cut. Another guy is injured. They got a bunch of nobodies, journeymen and green, inexperienced players with very little NFL pedigree playing in the backfield, defensive backfield. Hey, but the Patriots aren't any better. Darrelle Revis, nope, he's gone. Brandon Browner, gone. So this is a rebuilt New England secondary as well. Again, neither one of these teams have great pass rushes. Neither one of these teams are great defensively. Both of these teams excel because they throw the ball and they do that well. I think that you have to play the over in the game. Again, I like the side more, but I'm going to go with the over as your official complimentary football play tonight. Now, let's talk about baseball before I get to the college football game. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Indians here tonight at home on the run line against the Detroit Tigers and Alfredo Simon. Listen, you never know what you get with Simon. I mean, 2 hits and 7 shutout innings in a win Saturday at home in his last start. But he has a 3.83 earned run average at Comerica Park in Detroit. On the road, 6.13. And before that good outing on Saturday, he had given up 14 runs in 9 1/3 innings in his previous 2 starts. Yes, he has excelled against the Indians this season. For some strange reason, in 4 starts, he's 2-0 with a 1.50 earned run average. And yes, Danny Salazar, the Tribe starter, has certainly struggled in his last 2 outings against the Tigers this year, as this will be his 5th start as well against the opponent. But here's the interesting thing with Salazar. This is just his 4th home start since July 1st. In the other 3 against the Yankees, the White Sox, and A's, he worked a total of 22 2/3 innings, put together a fine earned run average of 1.21. As I said, this is his 4th home start since then. If you go back prior to those 3 outstanding outings, who did he face? Ironically, you got it, the Detroit Tigers, who beat the hell out of him back on June 23rd when he allowed 7 runs in 4 1/3 innings. But the bottom line is this. He's still 5-2 with a 3.14 earned run average at home. And he's only allowed 47 hits in 57 1/3 innings at home this season. And in those 57 1/3 innings, he struck out 70, only walks 18 batters on the season. So I'm going to go with the Indians, who have won 10 of their last 11 overall. And last homestand, of course, a 5-0 sweep against the Angels and Brewers when they came to town. They capped a 5-4 road trip with a win yesterday, 6-4 at Chicago, taking 2 of 3 against the White Sox. A road trip that included a 3-game set in Detroit. Meanwhile, the Tigers last night, I went against them. My best bet was actually Tampa Bay. They had not won 3 straight home games since the middle of May, and they didn't last night as they were shut out by the Rays 8-0. They're 1-6 in their last 7 road games. I know that the Tigers have just been money in the bank at Progressive Field. winning 20 of the last 26 visits, 5 out of 6 this season. But the fact is, the Tigers have lost 14 of their last 19 games. The fact is, the Indians have won 10 of their last 11 at home. And the Tigers' bullpen's got to be exhausted. You know, their starters during this 5-14 stretch, their starters have an earned run average of over 6. That means the bullpen's been overworked. Hell, the bullpen was overworked just the past 2 days. 14 pitchers used the past 2 games, including every single reliever. I don't think they're going to get a deep start from Simon tonight. I'm going to go with the Indians on the run line. Now, let's talk about this game between Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech, because I find this Conference USA matchup fascinating for a couple of reasons. First, you see that Louisiana Tech is a 1.5 to 2 point favorite. They were a 2.5 to 3 point dog earlier in the week. So you've had a 4.5 to 5 point line swing in this one. And of course, everybody's looking at what Tech did last year against Western Kentucky at home. In fact, they destroyed the Hilltoppers at home last season. I mean, it wasn't even funny as they rolled. I think it was by 42 points in that contest. No, 49 points. 59-10 last year in Ruston, Louisiana. But of course, now this game is being played in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And Western Kentucky is coming off a win at Vanderbilt. And you say, okay, this team took forever, 44 minutes to get on the board, right? And they only won the game, you know, by the slightest of margins, and they were lucky to win that game 14-12 because Vanderbilt was going for the game tying and overtime forcing 2-point conversion, and the guy was stopped at the 1 yard line, maybe at the half yard line. It was that close. But I also say this to you. Vanderbilt's defense is very good. And yet a Western Kentucky team from Conference USA that even though Vandy is at the bottom of the SEC, and was awful last year, they're still an SEC team. And they went on the road and they won in Nashville. And that you have to definitely take into consideration, especially when you look at the fact that who did Louisiana Tech open up against? Oh, they played Southern, a Division I. What do we call them now? We call them an FBS. I always get my FBS and my FCS confused, but it's an FCS school. They beat Southern 62-15. Jeff Driscoll, the former Florida starting quarterback, 12 of 15, 274 yards, 4 touchdowns passing, another touchdown running the ball. Jesus, it was Southern. They could have been playing a high school team wearing the Southern uniforms. Of course they're going to win. They were playing at home. They've got a high-powered offense. They've got 9 starters back from last year. They've got a veteran quarterback as well. Here's the thing. Western Kentucky's defense leaves a lot to be desired. And it's a big revenge game, obviously, for Western Kentucky. They're playing at home tonight. They're coming off that confidence-building win against Vanderbilt. My problem is that since they lost to Louisiana Tech last year, Western Kentucky's won 6 straight games. And to me, it looks like Western Kentucky at the outset is the clear-cut choice here. It just seems natural. They're in revenge. They're coming off a road win against Vanderbilt. They're taking on Louisiana Tech. This really could be, one of the games that decides Conference USA because these 2 teams plus Marshall, those are the 3 that are going to vie for the title. And the loser of this game is probably going to be on the outside looking in for the rest of the season. So it looks like Western Kentucky is the obvious play. But boy, there's that little voice on the side of my shoulder whispering in my ear saying, stay away. This is a trap game. Louisiana Tech is so much better, so much more diversified offensively. Even though Driscoll has only played 1 game, Louisiana Tech has a better defense as well. So that's the thing. That's why I can't pull the trigger on this game. But I had handicapped the game, and I figured I'd go ahead and give it to you anyway. But it's just an interesting contest to look at. I think it could be obviously a high-scoring game, and yet I don't particularly care for the total in the contest either. You got a Louisiana Tech team that has covered 12 of its last 15 games. You got a Louisiana Tech team that was 8-1 against the spread on the road last season. But all that being said, let me just also mention that this Louisiana Tech team averaged 49 points a game at home last year. Average margin of victory, 19 points a game. But on the road, yes, they averaged 31 points a game, but their average margin of victory, 3. What's the line looking at tonight? Louisiana Tech, 1.5 to 2. What were they earlier in the week? 2.5 to 3 point underdog, and now they're a chalk. Is the public right in this particular situation? I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting game to watch, just like I thought the Marshall-Purdue game was very interesting to watch on Saturday. or on Sunday, but not a game I want to put my money on. I'll leave that up to you. Scott Delaney loves the game. Hey, listen, he's got a monster 60-dime play. You can save $70 off the play. He knows better than I on this one. And Scott and I are tight. That'll do it for today's video report. Best of luck to you guys. Remember, the complimentary plays, again, I'm going with the Steelers over the total and the Indians on the run line, making them like a $1.10 dog at home. Good luck, everybody, and we'll do this one more time tomorrow.